Notre Dame, USC, Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A big matchup, not only for both teams, but in college football. We got JD Pickell from the On3 YouTube channel breaking down all things college football. We'll leave in the description of this video a link to the On3 channel so you can catch JD's videos. He talks a lot about Notre Dame as well as all of college football. Folks, before we dive into it, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to our channel for more content. Head to blueandgold.com for everything Notre Dame football and recruiting. So, JD, Notre Dame at 5-2 on the season, losing to Ohio State in a close one. Not a shocker. Going on the road and losing by 13 points at Louisville was a bit more. Are you pretty surprised by the 5-2 start to the season for the Irish?
I think I'm surprised by the way the schedule shaped up for them, because we looked at this thing preseason. It was like, okay, Duke, we'll see what they are. I mean, it's Duke. Louisville, okay, well, they got a new head coach and we'll see what they are. And like, just the gauntlet that Notre Dame has had to endure looked very different in season than out of season. So I think to that extent, I think that what Notre Dame is right now, you can't be extremely mad at, just because of the way that the Ohio State game went and the Duke game went. And then, he had Louisville, and you had, like, there was just such an emotional drain, I would imagine, leading up to that Louisville game. And I think we kind of saw the result of that. But even so, I don't think it's an indictment on Notre Dame or what they are this year. I mean, I think they're probably one of the best, if not the best, 5-2 team in the country. So a little bit surprising from a 30,000-foot view, but the schedule, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so some Notre Dame fans in my YouTube comments and message board and Twitter mentions are like, fire everyone, it's time to clean house. So this is why I like to bring in someone like JD, who is, more in the middle here, right? I mean, he's, an unbiased, kind of take on it.
We do our best. We do we do what we can when it comes to the unbiased side of things, but I understand though. I understand the emotion behind it, and we love that. But yeah, it feels like it's a little bit too quick to hit the panic button just yet. I mean, what do you think, Mike?
No panic button. It's still year 2. We'll see how it goes for year 3, but that's a different discussion. JD, we're going to have many off-season talks with you to kind of break down Notre Dame, because after this season, what they do at the quarterback spot, and very fascinating after the season. But JD, this USC team, I believe it's 9 in the AP poll. The Colorado game was wild. The USC Arizona triple overtime. What have you kind of made of this USC team? Like, just how good are they in your estimation?
I think preseason we thought, okay, the offense is going to be incredible. The defense, we'll see. Went to the portal to get some really key pieces like Bear Alexander and Anthony Lucas and Jack Sullivan. But like, it has been almost to a T what I think we expected in terms of like how bad the defense could be. It has been just that. And then how good the offense could be. It's been just that as well. Like, the fact that you're in Boulder, Colorado, you're up multiple scores in the third quarter, and it comes down to recovering an onside kick to win that football game. Like, the concern for me, Mike, defensively for USC is the fact that it hasn't trended upward at all. Like, there's been no progressive week in and week out. Okay, a little bit better. Like, every single week, it's like, are we going to score 40 if we're USC? If not, we're probably losing this football game. And so the difficulties that I think Notre Dame presents with how physical they want to be up front, like, plays right into what USC's weaknesses are. So I think USC has been waiting to be beaten by somebody to this point in the year, the Colorado game, the Arizona game. So I'm curious if it's a thing where, okay, now we got the proper logo in front of us if we're USC, and we kind of turn it on and we start to kind of play to the talent level of this roster. But I mean, if they tried out there and play at all like they did against Arizona, like, it's going to be a very good night in South Bend, Indiana, but not for USC.
So JD, such a fascinating game because USC and that high-powered offense, and then you have Notre Dame and an offense that has not been high-powered these past few weeks. Notre Dame playing a 4th straight ranked team, all 7:30 p.m. Eastern time kickoffs, and it just feels like the gauntlet for Notre Dame, and here they come in, again, after losing to Louisville, favored against the top 10 team. It's like, doesn't make any sense, right? But USC, what are they, right? And Notre Dame's brand of football, which is going to be a little bit more smash mouth against this West Coast team. It's fascinating, and it's going to be cold and rainy in South Bend, Indiana. So how does that play a factor? It's supposed to feel like 31 degrees, and it's supposed to have some showers during the game. I mean, do you think Notre Dame matches up pretty well in this game based on what I just said, JD?
I think if you could draw up like a worst case scenario for USC, it would be exactly what you just described. Feels like 31, team that's going to play downhill, smash mouth football against you. Oh, by the way, your quarterback may or may not be able to have like a firm grip on the football with, you know, the weather we could be facing there. So like it all really is leaning towards Notre Dame. And also, I mean, for this spot for Notre Dame, I understand it's a thing where there's been so many emotional games for them and you wonder how much gas they have in the tank. I'm not so sure that game against Louisville wasn't like the get right game, the pressure's off kind of game, the okay, now we can just go and play football kind of game. Because for a while there, it was like you're walking the tightrope because you lost this game to Ohio State and it comes down to like the final play more or less against Duke. And so now it's kind of like, hey, college football playoff, probably not in the cards. Still a really good football team with a really good quarterback, and we're playing a team that doesn't want to play smash mouth with us. Like, let's go get after them. So I'm curious to see how they're able to kind of hit the reset button. And I mean, just my feel on it, and you have a better feel with what it comes to with, you know, the coaching staff and where the psyche's at with Marcus Freeman. But like everything that I'm hearing from Marcus Freeman leads me to believe that they're going to be able to hit that reset button pretty effectively. And I mean, I like them to win outright in South Bend.
All right, we're going to get to that in a second, JD. A little spoiler there you just put out.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
How about this as well? Zachariah Branch, as Lincoln Riley said, I believe earlier today, may not play. He's still been very limited at practice. So you got one of the, you know, USC's biggest weapons and best talents on their team, the true freshman from Vegas. He may not even play. So there's just seems, and JD, last year, Notre Dame was, I believe, 3-3 going into the Clemson game. And they went out and laid it on Clemson. And I think Drew Pine, quarterback at the time, had like 85 passing yards or something. So it just feels like this is that game last year. And I know that's what Notre Dame fans are hoping for. So I did watch your video earlier this week, again, on the On3 YouTube channel. Please check it out. JD talked for about 9 or 10 minutes about the contest. And you have Notre Dame beating USC 27-24. As soon as I watched that, JD, I was like, yep, I'm going to text my boy and get him on our YouTube channel because I need that energy right now. Tell us why you're going with Notre Dame by 3 points.
I think for the reasons that we've unpacked to this point in this segment, I mean, just the way that Notre Dame is going to play football, the approach they're going to have strategically with getting downhill and really, I think, limiting possessions for USC as a whole. Like, I think Caleb Williams is that wild card, obviously, in this entire matchup. Like, it might just be a thing where Caleb Williams puts on the Superman cape, does what he does, and just JanSport backpacks this USC football team to a win in South Bend. But I think for Notre Dame, the way they're going to be able to run the football and limit possessions for USC, and heck, I mean, the team speed they have defensively to even get after Caleb Williams a little bit, especially if they have no Zachariah Branch. I like all the matchups, or the majority of the matchups rather, and the structure of this game to favor Notre Dame. Now, again, that big wild card is, what does Caleb Williams do? Does he have just a ridiculous day that ends up being the difference maker, and he's just kind of that guy that day? That's obviously a possibility, but as a whole, like, I just think there's so many things that favor Notre Dame in this game. And I love the fact that it's in South Bend as well. If it was in LA, maybe I feel differently about USC, but like, if USC is going to win this football game, it would be them doing something that we haven't seen them do yet this year, and that's play really good defense. So I like Notre Dame to control the game, limit Caleb Williams' opportunities to score. And again, I think it's close, but I do think Notre Dame wins in South Bend.
If this game's a track meet in LA, there's just no chance Notre Dame's going to win. But I think the weather, JD, if the weather is what it's supposed to be and it's raining, that just plays, and we talk about it so much, into Notre Dame's hands. At least we think so. Audric Estime, knock on wood, has had fumble issues. So Notre Dame needs to take care of the ball as well. But yeah, I'm going Notre Dame 20-19. I think even 27-24 might be too high scoring for Notre Dame. Give me 20-19. It's raining. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's
good entertainment value either way, though. Good. I mean, either way, you're dialed in for all 4 quarters. Close. We both got a 1-score matchup. Like, it's gonna be good football.
Yeah, I would not have thought on my bingo card that I would have Notre Dame winning, or Notre Dame not covering the spread and still winning. Cause it's like 2.5 points. That's wild to me. But yeah, that's the predictions. Notre Dame winning against USC. Who would have thought at 5-2? But that's going to do it for this video. Hit that thumbs up, folks. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please check out JD Pickell in the On3 YouTube channel. And as always, folks, we will catch you next time.